Hello, everyone, and welcome to this MDRT Edge segment. We're going to talk a little bit about turning a remote work environment into new levels of productivity. Come March 2020, we were all faced with some incredible challenges in our businesses. There was no choice to go remote. Come mid-March, businesses shut down, buildings shut down, and you had no choice but to go to remote and try to survive. And the question is, when you're faced with a challenge like that, traditionally, a lot of people just fold. Do you do nothing? If you do nothing, that's going to equal trouble and problems. You have to decide what you're going to do and turn it into a new situation. What we were doing pre-March 2020 was internal, external client meetings, many networking events, many things to kind of keep ourselves out there and in the environment. No different than what many of you were probably doing. Operations were for us partly remote already and partly internal, and then we had to turn everything into going remote. All the way from underwriting to sales to meeting clients. Nothing was in person at that point. But now, relationships have proven to be so important during COVID. We've always learned that, whether you're in the investment or insurance side of the business or both, relationships are the key to everything. What I want to share is some best practices during COVID and during remote work to help you gain more productivity. One of the things that we started doing was marketing emails with videos, totally just personal, informal videos, talking a little bit about ourselves personally, a little bit about what was going on in the world, a little bit about our professional work. Again, with the idea of staying relevant to your network. These are videos that we recorded on the laptop, sent them up to the YouTube channel, sent a link out to our Rolodex and our centers of influence, as well as our client list, showing that we're present during this time. We're there for you, and that we're going to be ready to help you. My marketing strategy going forward is going to change based on the results that occurred from these videos and things as we kind of move forward. Here's a quick segment to one of our videos that we sent out. Another thing that we did a lot of pre-COVID was roadshows, going into professional advisor firms, CPA firms, RIAs, investment houses, estate planning departments within law firms, and giving them a roadshow as to what's going on in the insurance marketplace, sponsoring a breakfast or lunch, getting in front of people. That clearly was not going to happen come the remote situation. So we had to switch things up. We went to Zoom roadshows, which for us has proven to be so fruitful, so helpful. And now with Zoom, we're getting more attendees to the meetings. We're being much more efficient with them. I'm not only getting the senior level staff that I've met with in the past personally, but we're getting some of the junior level staff, some of the associates to join those Zoom meetings. And now instead of, having access to 3 or 4 or 5 people, we're having access to 12, 15, 20 people at one time. I recently did a Zoom call for one of my trust companies we work with. And I had 12 people on the Zoom call. I normally only work with 3 people at the firm. I was done in 24 minutes. We gave them what's going on in the insurance marketplace today. How are we underwriting during COVID? How is life insurance becoming relevant during these times? And gave them a great update in a short period of time. And I did it sitting from my home in Maine. Without going into downtown Boston, without paying for parking, without taking them to an expensive lunch. It was just a really efficient way to market and get in front of people. Many of you probably have estate planning councils or other networking situations that you were involved with in your hometowns or in the cities that you live. I'm very involved in the Boston Estate Planning Council here in Boston, made up of a lot of different professionals. I actually was asked to serve on the networking committee this year, which I absolutely said yes to. Great way to get exposure to some really good people. I mean, we all need to learn to say no to certain things that we're asked for, and say yes to things that are important for us personally, for our business, and to stay visible. And again, relevant. I'm going to use that word a lot in this video. Staying relevant is key and has been key over these last 6 months. So I encourage you, if you do have the opportunity to volunteer, if you do have the opportunity to get onto some of these virtual networking events, do it. Because again, if you're sitting in your home, hiding behind your computer, not seeing anybody, waiting for the phone to ring, waiting for that email to come in, it's going to equal trouble. And you're going to see your production go down if you're not doing anything at that point in time. Another way I like staying relevant with my centers of influence and with the people who trust me referring their special clients to us is doing policy reviews and audits for them. And then again, depending on the level of sophistication and what that professional advisor wants, we're either going to do that gratis for free, depending on, at least for the first time, looking at everything, or we might charge a nominal fee, because myself and my firm are licensed insurance advisors, and we are allowed to charge fees for that type of work. So we can do that. It's really important. I mean, when you can review a policy for another professional advisor and their client and tell them that the policy looks good, there's nothing I would really do with it. It's working the way it was supposed to be working, the way that it was sold originally. Or, you might need to tweak this policy a little bit, maybe put in a little bit more premium, maybe you can put in less premium, maybe change the structure or the ownership structure of the policy. But it's really powerful when you can, tell another professional advisor what's going on with their client's policy. It makes them look better. It makes their clients feel good. And sometimes you might have to tell them, the best option is to replace that contract. So it really depends on, the situation and what's important. So, and when you're working and you're creating these centers of influence, and you promise to do something, whether it's during these kind of roadshows or during calls or meetings with these centers for you, which are really your referral sources, you need to do more than what you say you're going to do. You cannot promise things and not follow through on them, or have it be weeks until they hear from you. It's got to be efficient. It's got to be worthwhile. It's got to be, tight and succinct, and important for them. Centers of influence referrals for our firm make up probably 85% of our new business. So for us, doing the right thing and doing right by professional advisors is really, really important. One of the things that I do, and I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do this December, is for the past 8 years, we've had a center of influence dinner in the north end of Boston, in a really great little Italian restaurant, where we take over a private room. We have a 5-course meal. I probably have about 30 to 35 advisors. My fiance comes, my staff, and it's a really great group. I purposely sit people next to each other that I know will get along, that are not in the same business. I make it a really great evening for all the people who attend. I mean, there's nothing worse than going to a dinner and being stuck at a table or next to people that are just doesn't work. First of all, no one attends my dinner that are like that, but I also want to make sure that they have the best experience they can, and they're sitting at a great table that makes sense for them to sit at. So that's a brand building exercise that's been incredible. It's incredible for my centers of influence to see each other, to meet each other, and they know it's a who's who of in the Boston community, and all of these people are power advisors that are working with our firm, and it's great for them to all see each other, that they're all them are working with our firm. So it's been a great situation all around in regards to that situation. So I'm gonna have to figure out this year. I don't know if I can do that come December, have 35 people in a room downstairs in a restaurant based on COVID, but I'm gonna have to figure out something to do if it's not an alternative. If it's an alternative to that dinner or not, we're gonna have to figure something out to do with these folks that are our best influence. It's power prospecting. That's what we need to do as MDRT members, as advisors. We need to know, who our best people are, how we're going to get in front of them, and how we're going to stay relevant. Writing articles is a great way to do it. I love writing articles. I love getting those out to the centers of influence. I don't like sharing media stuff that's not written by me, or in conjunction with a strategic partner. So we do this. This has had proven to be true. I've now seen, because of these last 6 months, that I have been a resource for clients. They have come back to us, and especially a resource for professional advisors asking about life insurance questions during the coronavirus pandemic. If you hide, no one's going to find you, no one's going to seek you out. So you need to be out there. You can't ever stop prospecting. You may do it differently at this point in your career than you did at the beginning of your career, but you always have to be aware of your surroundings. You always have to know who's around you and who could possibly be a client in this situation. At the end of the day, I hope some of these tips have helped you. It's led to some production success for our firm. We've had a lot of volume during the last 6 months. On average, we've maintained 35 to 50 cases in underwriting over the past 5 to 6 months. And we're looking good going forward for the next 6 months. So good luck, get out there and make it happen.